To do this pattern for your shrug, for your Bolero, you need 8 measurements of your body or for whoever you want to make this particular shrug. So we start. The first measurement you need of those 8 measurements, you start measuring right in the middle of your spine, there of your neck, where the shrug will be. And maybe a friend of yours can help you while stretching out your arm. You measure exactly how long you want the sleeve to be. That is your first measurement, from the middle of your spine to the end of your arm, the arm length. The second measurement goes around your arm, over the shoulder measured. Measure it for the tightness that you would like to make this particular shrug. If you want it very tight or a little bit loose, that all depends on. But I suggest you measure it directly here over the shoulder, this last point of your shoulder, going down practically to the side seam that you have on the particular dress or shirt you're just wearing at this particular time. That is your second measurement you need. And the third one is the under the arm, the length of your sleeve again. And of course you must think about it, where did I measure to in the beginning for the upper arm? And that's about the same length then you want to measure when you measure under the arm. Yeah, up to there. That's your third measurement. Your fourth measurement is the length in the back. Of course, if you, as an example, watch a video of a ballet dancer, they got those shrugs with a very, very tiny little back on, because they got to move. They don't need this. They only want to cover the shoulders to keep warm. I myself, I like to have them a little bit longer in the back. So the way I'm going to show you how to do the pattern, the back middle will be a finished length of 28 centimeters. And on this pattern, as I show you how to do it, I also will add all the way around already 1 centimeter allowance for the seam. That means if I want 28 in the middle, in the back, I need 30, because I want 1 centimeter seam here and 1 here, 28 plus the 2, I got 30 lengths. Then measure approximately on the length where you would like to have this. You measure once the back across. So that's your measurement number 5. This measurement later we will divide by 2, because we only for the pattern need half of it. But you measure the full width first. So we come to the next one, which is the front part that comes down. And you start again by measuring in the middle of your spine. And as you know, they go quite tight, usually like that around. That's usually how these little shrugs are worked out, that they're very tight there, very small. And that is all right in my case, as you saw in the beginning on my dress. My dress comes up here anyway, and then this falls slightly over like that to that point. So that's my next measurement. And now all I need is number 7 and number 8 of my 8 measurements, and that is my upper arm. Measure that approximately from your shoulder point 10 or 12 centimeters down, and measure around here. And again there, decide how tight you would like to have this sleeve. If it's supposed to be very loose, or really tight on. If it's a nice stretchy material, it can be very tight, it can look very nice. But you decide that. And the last measurement you need is the wrist. You need also here to decide, do I want it very tight or do I want it wider, because maybe my material doesn't stretch very well, so I still want to be able to get out of this arm and get back in. So that is your last measurement that you need. And now I explain to you how to do this pattern.
You will need quite a big piece of paper to do this drawing on, and you start with the 2 first measured lengths, which was the first one from your back center to the bottom of your wrist, the length of the sleeves you would like to have. In my case, this was 87 centimeters, or this is 87 centimeters. And the width that you measured over your shoulder all the way around your armhole, finishing down underneath your arm where your side seam is. In my case, this is 42. So, with other words, you do now this right angle exactly correctly done in your measurements that you got there. Here you can see already the finished pattern, but I just marked you the 4 corners for the start for the rectangle that you will have to draw from number 1, 2, 3 and 4. As soon as you have that rectangle drawn, you will start where you have your number 3 and take the length, the half length of the width of your back that you measured. In my case, I measured 44 centimeters. The half is 22, plus 1 centimeter for the seam, as I'm in half. That makes 23. And that mark will be my number 5 right now. Now I have to do one more drawing, again from number 3, because I have to combine these 2 points. So from number 3 upwards, not on the side, on the other right angle up, you mark approximately 2 or 2.5 centimeters upwards. So the back slightly will turn upwards when you're stitching it. And that will be my next point automatically. That will be number 6. And now I can combine those. I draw a line, not a straight line, that would be a bit boring, a nice round one which you can draw upwards or downwards. That is up to you as you would like to design the back of your Bolero. But I'm drawing it now upwards, as you can see. That is my little line I show you on a better picture right now. On this picture, which is much better, you can see now how I did this half back measurement from point 3 to 5, and then from 3 to point 6, approximately 2.5 centimeters up, and with a slight round curve I connected those 2 points together. To get from point 6 to point 7 is very easy. You have to take the measurement of your height of the back, how high you want it from your neck downwards. I told you I want the finished measurement 28 centimeters plus 1 centimeter on the top and on the bottom makes 30 centimeters. So from point 6 I go upwards and I measure from point 6 30 centimeters upwards, and so I automatically have my point 7. And that particular line from number 6 to number 7 is my back middle. To get from point 7 to the next one, point 8, you will need the measurement that you took, starting measuring from the back of your neck, slightly over the shoulder, drawing it forward over your front, under your arm, to your side seam. That particular size or measurement you will need now to go from 7 to 8. You best take your tape measurement and lie it in a curve as like an S towards the line that you did create it when you drew the right angle. You can see this here, the way I'm holding it, in a slight S curved. I just turn the tape measure around so you maybe see the centimeters even there. That is from 7 to 8 in a slight S curve until you reach exactly with your measurement that you took from the back of your neck till underneath your arm in the front, and you reach the line that you got drawn there from your right ankle, and you mark it, and there is your point 8. Now look exactly as my drawing from my number 7 to my number 8. It really has to be a really nice big curve, because number 7, you must imagine, is the middle, the back of your neck, and the number 8 is already, the roundabout on the number 8 is the part that lies on your chest. And that's why it's really got to be nicely curved. To get to our next point, number 9, you need the measurement of your upper arm, which we measured approximately 12 centimeters down from your shoulder point. And you start by measuring those 12 centimeters down from your point number 8. Imagine you have a circle and you go from number 8 with the circle and draw a slightly round line. Then you take your measurement from your right ankle drawn line and measure approximately 7 centimeters in a right angle towards the 12 centimeter mark you did with the circle line until they meet exactly. As I'm doing a size 38-40 here, you can use this measurement of 7 centimeters even if you're up to a 42, 44. But if you're over 44, you must maybe put 7.5 or 8 centimeters inwards in. That's the only difference right there that you will need. So here you can see the number 9, which I marked now with those 2 measurements. Now I go to the opposite side of my pattern here, and I start at the point number 5 that I have there written, and I do exactly the same as on the other side with 12 centimeters, which I measured down from my upper arm to be able to measure the width of my upper arm. I do a circle drawing again from this number 5, as I show you right there, a little circle. Because now you do take your measurement from your upper arm, plus 2 centimeters for the seam. Don't forget, as I'm doing the whole pattern always with the seam already. In my case, this is 32 centimeters. So what I do, I put my tape measure on my point number 9, which we've just done, and again, like in a circle, I move it until it crosses exactly to this new 12 centimeter circle I did over there, because that automatically now is my number 10. And from now on, I promise it's gonna be easy. I know this was a little bit difficult at the moment, but it really goes easier. Now you do need the measurement that you took under your arm, from under your arm to the wrist, the length you wish to have for your sleeve. And you start measuring at your point 8 that you have on there. You lie it in a slightly curve to your point 9 that you have there already. And then on the by the way, I did put my 61 centimeter measurement on my point 8. So now already I have the finished 61 on the right side, as you can see my tape measure lying there. And then after I lied it there in this slightly curve from starting at point 8 with my 61 centimeters, I move my tape measure back and forth on my right ankle line that I have there until I meet exactly on that point my 61 centimeters. And that automatically gives me my number 11. To go from number 11 to number 12, I need the width of my ankle. That means the bottom as the sleeve. I would like to have it, and I measured, I wanted 20 wide plus 2 centimeter seams, 22. So I put my 22 centimeters on my point 11, and again in a circle line I draw a circle to be able to join it to the next point. therefore, after I did this circle mark, which I just have to do a little bit again here from this side, that's all right. Now again, I need my 61 centimeters, which was the underarm length that I already drew on the other side. And I do start by measuring this on my number 5, slightly going over my number 10 with my tape measure. As on the other side, I just slightly lie it in a curve, and then on 61 centimeters I move my tape measure back and forth until it crosses the line that I just marked in a circle line, which will be my number 12 in a moment. So keep on measuring to make sure that you get exactly the same length of the 61 centimeters or whichever length your arm underneath was. Move it in the circle way until you get exactly your point number 12. All our necessary points have been marked now, so we can start connecting all of them. So first of all, just do the bottom of the sleeve from point 11 to point 12. You make a straight line. Then you can make a line between your number 12 and your number, I think it was 10. Yep. And you do the same on the other side. From your number 11, you do a mark to number 9. A straight line. And then we have to do a slight curve that is just left on that upper part there, which means between 8 and 9, we will do a slight curve by hand best, unless you have some real good tools to make a nice curve there. And the same you will have to do between number 5 and number 10 again. So check again all your connections and maybe take your measurements again and also check all those over. Mainly what's very important is that from your number 8 to 11 and 5 to 12, which is your underarm seam, that is really the same length on both sides. Otherwise you will have a problem fitting it. So when you've finished that drawing, you're getting ready to cut it out. You see the bottom curve that you see here on the bottom. That is your underarm, and on the left side you see the back, the bottom of your back part, and on the very left side is your back middle, and on the top is practically the front, as that will be folded over then. Now the only thing that's left to do is you can mark in which direction you would like to cut it on the material. And the correct way to mark it would be if you draw a line between your number 6 and your number 8. Then that is the way your material is running, and that's the way you should cut it. Unless you have a certain pattern and a very flexible material like a nice jersey, then you can also cut it out in a different way, because that's what I did with mine, because otherwise my pattern on the dress, on the Bolero, would have not looked the way I wanted it. But if it's not a very stretchable material, then you should cut this Bolero with this pattern in the way you marked it right now from number 6 to number 8. Well, I know this wasn't very easy, but I hope you could follow anyway, and just check everything over again, and then with your measurements do this kind of pattern. And I hope I could give you some good help and some good idea with this particular job. Have fun, and I hope to see you soon again. Come around, and I don't mind if you give me some nice comments. Bye bye for now.